So guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of South Louisiana heaven. Since the last opportunity we had to spend some time with you and yours, roughly some 48 hours ago. We start today's show, as we typically do, with Louisiana news and some disturbing Louisiana news. If you are a member of the motoring public, you know the consternation involved with getting behind the wheel and driving in our state, particularly in the southern part of the state. You know that on any given day, any given time, any given highway, we have individuals that, for whatever reason, simply don't take the safety of the rest of the motoring public into account. We see it every single day. And we now have numbers that paint a frightening picture. According to a national transportation research nonprofit group, here in Louisiana, from 2019 to 2021, 2-year span, the number of people dying from traffic accidents on Louisiana highways rose 34%. Now, to put that in perspective for you, pre and immediately post-COVID, traffic fatalities went up nationwide by 19%. So not only did we manage the 19%, but another 17% on top of that. I guess there's something to be said about striving to be number one, but this is not a category in any way, shape, or form to be proud of. Experts from law enforcement as well as the National Transportation Research nonprofit say the primary cause for this surge in traffic fatalities center around the following: drinking alcohol, multitasking, and distracted driving behaviors. Being distracted by what's happening inside your car and or outside of your car. And while those things, I'm sure, play a part in this 34% increase in traffic fatalities, I'm of the opinion, my humble opinion only, a huge part of this is due to the number of people on our roadways that simply don't abide by the rules of the road. You think about the number of accidents where people rear-end 18-wheelers, emergency personnel, other stopped vehicles. Many times it's simply a matter of not keeping the correct following distance. How many times have you gotten on a Louisiana roadway and you look in the rearview mirror and you wonder, did this person leave something in my car last night? Why are they this close to my bumper? How many times do you get on the roadway and you look in the rearview mirror and here's some clown doing 15, 20, 30 miles over the speed limit? How many times have you gotten on the Louisiana roadway and someone just comes over or makes a turn completely ignoring a signal light? Just simple things. And most of you, if you tell most Louisianians, man, you're an unsafe driver, you're going to have to fight them. I'm talking a fight with potentially deadly consequences. But here are the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. The numbers are what the numbers are. In a 2-year span, the number of people dying on Louisiana roadways has increased 34%. You know, Americans have long since had a love affair with automobiles. It represents freedom, the ability to work where you want, visit whom you want, etc., etc. But at the same time, there is a responsibility that comes along with that. And we're not just talking a 5-10% increase in the number of our fellow Louisianians dying on our roadways. We're talking 34%, y'all. You know, when you go to pick up little Susie from piano practice, when you go to pick up your child from baseball, Little League practice, when you run to the store because you just realized, oh, wow, honey, we're out of bread. It shouldn't be a matter of whether or not you're going to come home alive. You've heard me say God knows how many times there are many things in life that are totally outside of our control. Try as we might, there is absolutely nothing we can do about it. But obeying the rules of the road should not be in that category. I mean, you do realize, do you not? You had to pass a test and demonstrate that you are familiar with the rules of the road. Now, I will leave to you to decide what it says. That all these folks had to pass a test demonstrating, I understand correct following distance, I understand road signs, particularly speed limit signs. I understand there's a lever on side of the steering wheel that lets other people know when I'm going to change lanes and or direction. And yet, a 34% increase in the number of people dying on Louisiana roadways. Now, you've also heard me say, again, God knows how many times, that when you fail to govern yourself, you in essence consent to be governed. If you've ever driven in South Louisiana, you know that there are two places in particular that are really bad. And both of them are elevated stretches of highway over large expanses of water, heading, if you're in Baton Rouge, to the west, it would be the Atchafalaya Basin Bridge. If you are heading from Baton Rouge east, it would be Butte La Rose and the Bonnie Carey Spillway. Every freaking day, it's like, well, I was tempted to say Daytona 500, but since I don't support NASCAR anymore, I guess I'll say Indianapolis 500. The Baton Rouge Grand Prix. Yeah, I like that one. Thank you, Marty. Failing to govern yourself, the legislature and Governor John Bel Edwards has now signed it into law. Since you won't govern yourself, well, they now have to govern you. In the near future, and we don't have a time frame just yet, speed cameras are going to be installed on the Atchafalaya Basin. Get this, for all of you that won't govern yourself. Governor John Bel Edwards has signed Senate Bill 435 into law. This bill requires DOTD to install cameras tracking the speed of drivers. Anyone who gets across the Basin Bridge in under 18 minutes will be ticketed with a fine, and I would imagine it's probably going to be based upon the speed that you traveled. The fine could be as high as $1,000. All because you failed to govern yourself. According to DOTD, the 18-mile stretch through Iberville and St. Martin parishes last year had more than 260 crashes, all because people won't do something as simple as obey the rules of the road. You know, as a conservative, I struggle a little bit with this because I'm one that believes in smaller government. I believe in governing myself so that the government won't have to govern me. But at the end of the day, someone doing something as simple as jumping in the car to go see relatives in Lafayette, something as simple as driving down to New Orleans for whatever event, to lose your life because some idiot, although you pass regularly the sign that says slower traffic, keep right, another sign says on this stretch of roadway, this is the maximum speed allowed. When you refuse to abide by that, well, in the interest of keeping the rest of the motoring public safe, this is what you end up with. Pure and simple. It says a lot about us, folks, that we have to have a law like this, only because we won't do right by the rest of the folks that we are obligated to share the road with. Less freedom, and we only have ourselves to blame. First break of today's show. When we come back, we'll talk more about Louisiana stuff that we know better and still do it. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bud Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, you've heard me say over and over again that as a conservative, I'm one of those that believes strongly in personal accountability and responsibility. There are any number of problems plaguing our nation and particularly our state that we as individuals could fix lickety-split. All we have to do is either abide by the established rules regarding whatever, or we could simply say to ourselves, I wouldn't want such and such, whatever it is, to happen to my neighbor, my loved one, my coworker. So I'm not going to engage in this behavior that could potentially maim, harm, kill my loved one, family member, neighbor, coworker. It's a fairly simple proposition. I mean, you know, you don't have to be Einstein to figure out, okay, I don't want my mom to die at the hands of a drunk driver. I don't want my neighbor to die at the hands of a drunk driver. I don't want my classmate I don't want my coworker to die at the hands of a drunk driver. So the responsible and sensible thing to do would not be a drunk driver. See how easy that is? I mean, you know, it's real easy to figure that out. You don't want those that you love to die at the hands of a drunk driver. So common sense, and Marty's going to dog me for this, but common sense says, don't be a drunk driver. Pretty simple. So the 4th of July holiday weekend, Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries ends up arresting, and this is after a fatality, at least 12 people here in South Louisiana for operating a boat while allegedly having too much to drink. This is immediately before and immediately after a 17-year-old dies after falling off of a party barge. And, of course, the guy driving, allegedly, was drunk. So last night, I run across the article, and I'm looking at July 2nd, July 3rd, July 4th. And they're listed there, all of the people arrested on, quote, suspicion of driving under the influence. 58-year-old out of Ball, Louisiana. 45-year-old out of Napoleonville on July 3rd. 47-year-old out of Dry Prong. 54-year-old out of Orange, Texas, and a 22-year-old out of Lafayette. On July 4th, 20-year-old, 33-year-old, 45-year-old, 61-year-old, 59-year-old, 43-year-old. Now, again, we enjoy the presumption of innocence in this country. You are innocent until proven guilty. So all of these folks were arrested on the suspicion. But now, a 59-year-old, a 61-year-old, a 54-year-old, a 47-year-old, a 58-year-old. Bruh, you are 58 freaking years old, and you're still running around here like some freaking 19-year-old with no experience from drinking alcohol. You too damn old for this, bruh. At what point do you decide, you know what, and y'all accept this in the spirit that it's given, please. If you have kids in the room, cover their ears in 3, 2, 1. You a grown-ass man, and you driving a boat drunk, knowing there are other people sharing the waterway, there are other people in your boat, and you care so little about all these other people's lives than to get your old ass in a boat drunk. Really? And then we want to complain about the government passing too many laws about this, laws about that, laws about the other, when you won't get your miscreant behind. Really, y'all? Really? And you know, it would be one thing if this was some recent phenomenon. But how long have we been doing this? You know, at some point, people with this much sense would say, you know, how many of my fellow Louisianians have died because somebody got behind the wheel of a car, somebody is operating a boat. Somebody's operating a motorcycle, and they've had too much to drink. At what point do we collectively, as a society, say, you know what, y'all, enough's enough? And the fact of the matter is, I don't have the stats in front of me, but my gut tells me the majority of these folks that were arrested by the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, the majority of them had somebody else in the boat. It's something that is such an easy fix. Say, man, look, you know, I got my new boat, just got this big motor put on it. I want to go out and enjoy myself. It's the 4th of July. I probably want to have a couple of cold ones. So why don't you come along and be the designated driver? It's real simple, y'all. It's too simple. Of course, now, when I look at the ages of those arrested, and statistics will bear me out on this, more than likely, this 61-year-old, 58-year-old, 54-year-old, 61-year-old, 43-year-old, this ain't the first time they did that. Now listen, y'all, I get it. I'm a Louisiana boy. Been there, done that. I understand full well the laissez-aller, bon temps roulé attitude that we have in South Louisiana when it comes to drinking. I got so much Creole blood in my family. If you cut the people in my family, community dark roast comes running out their veins. Not blood, community dark roast. I'm that much Cajun in my family, that much Creole in my family. But at the end of the day, these are our family members, y'all. These are our neighbors, our co-workers, our friends. And we, allegedly, are so in love with our state. Oh, I love Louisiana. Oh, I love Louisiana people. Oh, I love Louisiana culture. Oh, I love Louisiana sporting opportunities. Well, why in God's name would you not, if you love all this so much, why would you not refuse to get behind the wheel of a vehicle knowing you've had too much to drink? You know, at some point, y'all, you have to wonder, and it's getting harder day by day by day to argue. You start to wonder, you know what, maybe we are as stupid as some people say we are. We all know Louisiana is the favorite whipping boy. Them folk from all around the country, when they want a good laugh, a good giggle, they point at Louisiana. And when I see stuff like this, bruh, 61 years old, and you're operating a boat under the influence, but I guess I have to understand, if you're 61, you didn't just start today. In all likelihood, your sorry behind has been out there drunk behind the boat, God knows how many times before you got caught. And sadly, most of them arrested had somebody else in the boat with them. And apparently, one of two things happened. Either the other folks in the boat didn't say to the operator, say, bruh, you know they're looking for drunk drivers, number one. Number two, you know I'm in this boat. I don't want to lose my life because you had too much to drink. Either no one in the boat said anything, or the person operating the boat didn't listen. Neither is acceptable, y'all. It's not acceptable. And what it is going to take, God only knows, and he might be scratching his head too. I don't know what it's going to take for these fools to come to their senses. And in the meantime, we continue to kill our own. I would like to think we're better than that. But with every passing day, I wonder, y'all. I truly do. Bottom of the hour break. We'll get this done, come back, and continue on with today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you were with us earlier this week, first, before we get to that, I need to do a quick shout out. Two wonderful people. You always hear me say, you never know who you might run into when you pop into Old School Barbecue. And today, Miss Delaney and Miss Genevieve, two new folks, happened to pop in, drove over from Lafayette to come see the show. And yeah, Lonnie is, And the brother said, man, you preach truth, brother. Lonnie, Genevieve, you have no clue how much you have made my day today. If you just happen to stumble across the show, and if you ask anyone that's ever watched the show or listened to me on radio for some 30-some odd years, I pride myself on them saying, you may not like what he's got to say, you may not want to hear what he has to say, but it's the God-honest truth. Now, what you do with that truth after I give it to you, that's on you. I don't have anything to do with that. I am simply the bearer of truth. What you decide to do with it is up to you. Lonnie, Genevieve, thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. You make an old boy feel good. Now, remember earlier this week, we talked about the White House press corps. 72 members of the media that regularly cover the White House sent a letter to the White House saying, we are seriously concerned about how you all have been treating us, saying, anytime there's an event, public event that the president attends, we have to register in advance. We have to tell what we are planning to ask, and then you all decide who gets to be there. This, according to the White House Correspondents Association, says over time, this practice has morphed into a bit of a blacklist where certain large media outlets are almost never granted access to these events. So they asked new White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre about this. And of course, she says, a blacklist? No way. The question was put forth, by the way, by a reporter representing the New York Post, saying, quote, I represent the fourth largest newspaper in the country, and I've not been selected for one of these events since November. Fourth largest newspaper in the country. So, show you how these people think about you. Now, if they think about the press this way, something that the founding fathers knew was critical, an absolute necessity for this representative republic, not a democracy, this representative republic to function the way it's designed to, you have to have a free press. One day after 72 members of the White House press corps sent this letter to the White House, the very next day, there's a press conference. After 27 minutes of speaking, what happened? Well, take a wild guess. Joe Biden turns his back and in the company of Karine Jean-Pierre walks out the room. So the next day, the media says, oh, no, bro. We're not going to let you just get away with that. So the next day, 2 days after the letter is sent, they hemmed her up and said, Ms. Press Secretary, we haven't been able to figure out what is the formula that you use to decide what members of the media get to come into an event, what members of the media get to ask questions. Nobody's ever told us, because if we knew, then maybe we could, do what we need to do to be included. You can't make this stuff up. You know what this woman told the media? Honestly, I have no idea how the formula works. So let me get this straight. You are the head of the White House and what is released to the public through the media. You're in charge. You meet with the media every time there is something to be shared. And you have no idea what rules are used to decide who comes in and who doesn't. Now, for the sake of the conversation, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She took the job, got ushered in, had no clue. How do we decide what media we let in, what media we don't? Let's just say, for the sake of the conversation, she had no clue. But they sent you a letter, lady. 72 members of the White House Correspondents Association sent you a letter. And 2 days later, I have no idea what the policy is. Of course, now, there's a little known adage that says life imitates art. And many people are of the opinion art imitates life. Here's a perfect example. If ever there was something to summarize the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration, this is it. This week in New Orleans, Essence Fest, Kamala Harris shows up to address the people at the Essence Festival. And as you might imagine, speaking of, you can't make this stuff up. As you might imagine, she's there for this interview in front of all these people. And she's on one side of the stage. The interviewee, or interviewer, because she is the interviewee, is on the other side. And in the middle of the stage, big as you know what, there's a banner. Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. And there's the big presidential seal. And, of course, Essence. And, wait for it, New Orleans, Louisiana. You heard me right. Louisiana. The freaking people misspelled Louisiana on the banner. Now, listen, y'all. I get it. I understand. When Kamala Harris shows up, she has people that do certain things. I don't expect her to come into a venue and say, did they spell the name of the place right? Okay. Do they have bottled water for everybody? Okay. Do we have a time frame to operate on? Okay. She has people for that. I mean, you're the freaking vice president. You have people to do all sorts of things. Here's the problem I have with this, y'all. Somebody printed that banner. Somebody called up whomever it is, and you got to figure there's a vendor that they use all the time. Okay? Hey, Johnny, yeah, it's Bob. Yeah, Kamala Harris's people. This week, she's going to speak here, here, and here. So we need a banner for this place, and the other place. Okay, what does the banner need to say? Well, it needs to say the following. Okay, got it. So that person then prints it up. The banner is then delivered to her people, who conventional wisdom would say, would have enough sense to say, let's open this up and look at it to be sure that it's correct. I mean, after all, we don't want to put a banner up behind the vice president and there's all sorts of grammatical or spelling errors on it. So let's check it. All right, we checked it. It's good to go. So they roll it back up, stick it back in the tube, ship it to where it needs to go. It arrives in New Orleans. The people in New Orleans unpack the banner. Hi, yeah, this is Bob with the Vice President's office. We need this banner put up. Now, I don't know about them. All I can speak for is myself. But what would be the most important thing on the banner? What it says. Ding, ding, ding. You're right. The most important thing is what the banner says, not whether or not it's tilted to one side, not whether or not the corners are rolled up to where you can't read what it says. The most important thing is what it says. So they put it up. Kamala Harris and the interviewer conducted a 30-minute interview. Nobody noticed it. Now, I don't know about you, but that pretty much sums up the Biden-Harris administration. They cannot get out of their own freaking way. This would have been a marvelous opportunity. As you know, the vice president has the lowest ratings, approval ratings, of any vice president in history. This would have been a wonderful opportunity for the vice president to say, you know, I like Louisiana. Y'all got the best food on the planet down here. Oh my God, the music, the people, salt of the earth. But I gotta say this. I gotta say this, y'all, because I love any state that's a part of the union. I see somebody made a mistake on the spelling of your dear state. Sat there for 30 minutes. Neither the vice president, the interviewer, the people who put it up, the people who printed it, the people who approved it, not a one of them saw, that word is not spelled right. So I say all that to say this. If you can't get something right, as simple as the spelling of a state name where you're going to deliver an address, if you can't do something as simple as spell the state Louisiana, how in God's name am I supposed to expect you to fix something like the crisis at the border, exploding crime rate, inflation, supply chain issue, gas prices? You can't freaking spell. Really? You have people. You have an entire staff of people, and not a one of them caught it. And you expect these people to lower gas prices? You expect these people to fix crime? You expect these people to solve the problem at the border when they can't even freaking spell? Lord, help my country. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Marty, did you spell my name right?
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreysstoneCountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat, Tremonti's has seafood, Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters, huge wine and liquor selection, beer and all the spices you need, Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats, ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs, 20 flavors of sausage for the grill, daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. I have developed a habit over the years in media. When there is some sensational incident to happen, it's one thing if you are covering news and expediency is an issue. Meaning, something just happened, people need to know about it, so you need to get the word out. Over the years, I've developed the habit of, well, let's just wait and be sure we get the whole story before we say anything. Recently, 4th of July, Highland Park, Illinois, mass shooting there. Let me say right up front, it was absolutely horrific. I can't think of many things worse than simply showing up to celebrate our nation's founding and end up maimed or losing your life. Every single one of those individuals mattered. All lives matter. But have you noticed how the mainstream media has responded to this mass shooting in Highland Park? Here's what the media very conveniently has hidden from you. Do you realize right next door in Chicago, before the shooting in Highland Park in Chicago, 58 people were shot. 7 of them died. 58 people. How many of those did you hear about? Now, some people might be of the opinion you didn't hear a whole lot about the 58 that were shot and the 7 who died because they looked like Clarence. Isn't it ironic that the media claims they can smell racism from halfway down the block? They can see racism with their eyes closed. But you have completely ignored all these black folk that were shot and killed. You notice how quickly Kamala Harris showed up on the scene? When did she go to Chicago? When did she go? When did Joe Biden address the people of the city of Chicago with the god-awful murder rate going on? Now, some people might say, Clarence, you know the answer. Long as it's just black folk killing black folk, Democrats don't care. Go down the list. Oakland, San Francisco, Kansas City, Detroit, Chicago, Birmingham. Just go down the list. St. Louis. I don't have enough time left to name all the cities. But the minute somebody white is involved, oh, the media is all over it. 58 people shot, 7 dead. The number eclipses what happened in Highland Park. But you don't hear a peep about it. And some of y'all gonna still vote Democrat. Listen, y'all, I will never tell you what to think or how to think, but you can bet I'll make you think. If you're a Democrat and you black, it should peeve you off to no end that all these folks that were shot that look like me and you hadn't heard a word about it. And guess what? You won't. Why? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But this day, maybe more so than any other in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we're not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Best news you gonna get all day. There ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you soon. Love you much. God bless.